Good afternoon. This is Purple Table Talk with Kim, and
JenVon.
we're coming to you live on this beautiful Saturday to discuss some Mythbusters. Let me introduce myself. I am Kim Hardy, the founder and CEO of Hardy Hands Foundation, and this is my lovely co-host, Miss.
JenVon. I am the founder of Epitome of Epilepsy, and we are based out of Charleston, South Carolina.
And Hardy Hands Foundation is based out of Columbia, South Carolina. Both of our goals is to raise awareness about epilepsy and seizures, and to educate people on the importance of being knowledgeable and when you see somebody have a seizure. So today we're going to be busting out some myths, okay? So we've done about 5 episodes of Purple Table Talk, and the feedback that been getting is pretty much the same. So people want to know if this is true, if this is not true, what to do, what not to do. So we're
Mhm.
here to do this, to tell you guys the myths. Now we're not going to hit on all of them tonight. No, 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 no. We're going to spread this out.
What?
Oh, sorry. We're only serious for 5.5 seconds. Okay, so you guys have to bear with us. And I ad lib, so it throws people off. Oops. But we're gonna break some of those myths today. We're gonna start off with a common one. Um, is one that I hear all the time that I have to say, no, don't do that. It is whether or not to put something, a spoon or whatever, in somebody's mouth when they're having a seizure.
Listen,
Do
that is not
not
the thing to do.
put something in somebody's mouth when they're having a seizure. That is an absolute positive
Absolutely no.
no, no.
No. You're either going to break my teeth, I'm going to
Right.
choke.
Exactly.
No. And, it's funny because when you hear that, I guess for people like us who have epilepsy, and when someone says, well, am I supposed to put a spoon in your mouth? Sometimes I do have like this stare at my in my face, like, why would you even say something? You have teeth, you have a mouth. Like if I were to put a spoon in your mouth, what would happen?
Facts. Facts.
Mm,
Exactly.
mm,
So we're about to bust this myth. We're going to tell you why you don't put a spoon in somebody's mouth. A spoon, a finger, or whatever. So we're going to start with the spoon. You do not put the spoon in somebody's mouth. Just like JenVon said, it can break off our teeth while we're having a seizure because we have no control over our bodily functions. So we can gain super strength. We can start flailing our arms or whatever. So
mhm.
you don't want to put anything in our mouth because we'll bite down
And
and
what we
it'll
do,
be hard.
we grind our teeth
Yeah.
when we have seizures. So our teeth are grinding a lot. So you trying to put something in our teeth, or at least trying to open up our, yeah, that's not going to help. Another, this honestly, Kim, this just came to me. Another myth buster is, do we swallow our
That's what I
tongue?
was about to hit too. See, we here. Right. We cannot swallow our tongue, which would be the purpose that people think of putting that in a spoon in our mouth. Now we can bite our tongue, but
Right,
the only way to prevent that is to make sure we're on our side.
right.
So that one, we don't choke, one, we don't bite our tongue,
And if
and
we vomit, we don't choke on our own
right.
vomit. If still
Exactly.
to the side.
Exactly. Because we have no control over any of our bodily functions.
Right.
So putting a spoon in our mouth, no go. But the other one somebody said, I've been told, you can put your finger in there. Do not put any body parts in somebody's mouth. That can get bitten off. It can get straight bitten off.
So I think both of us like have stories that things have happened to us. I actually had a cheerleading coach throw water in my face while I was having a seizure. And my best friend was just like, wait, don't do that. She slapped me in my face. And my best friend was so I think that was the first time she'd seen me have a seizure. She was
Mm-hmm.
shocked, and I think she was more shocked that my cheerleading coach at the time threw water at me in my face. And I always remember my best friend saying, "Girl, I was scared because I saw you having a seizure, but I could hear that you were choking." I was like, anybody would choke if their mouth is open during the seizure and you throw water at them. And then this is funny, but it's not funny. It's funny now, but I remember waking up and my feeling my face was
This was my favorite part of the story. You have to be able
feeling
to laugh and stuff.
a
I
little
wasn't gonna cry.
tingle. And when I asked my best friend why did I hit my face, she said, "Girl, I don't want to say my old cheerleading coach's name, but she said such and such slapped me in my face." The horror in my face, like, why is I just got my braids down. Why are my braids wet? I got douched in the face with water. So,
Not
that
douche.
is one to
Not douche.
say, douched, broom. And it's just, we try to, I think last time we had our episode, we talked about things from our perspective. These are just things that we noticed and that we want to educate people on what to do and what not to do. And those two things, putting a spoon in our mouth, fingers in our mouth, and we don't swallow our tongue. These are just things we want to get out there and talk about.
Yeah,
Don't you have
we're
a
coming
story?
from expertise of people that live through it. We're not
Right.
medically. We don't have no certificates or nothing like that on our walls. We're
This
just
is just life
telling you
experience.
from our point of view as people that live through it, that have seizures. This is where we're coming from. So we just wanted you guys to know that. But
Don't you
yeah,
have a story?
with putting something in my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can tell you a story about one of the seizures I had. My grandmother, I think, she used to be a nurse. So back in her day, that's what they did. I just recall waking up one time and she had a spoon in her hand, and I think I felt it coming out of my mouth or whatever. But I don't think I was biting down then. So, but there was another time where I had gotten off from work and I was in the kitchen. I was heating my food. Now our kitchen was kind of narrow, so when I fell, I think I hit my head on the edge of the cabinet handle. They were kind of sticking up, so I kind of got a gash right there. But I bit my tongue. So when my mom comes in the kitchen, she sees me having a seizure with blood coming out of my mouth. So if anybody knows my mom, y'all know it don't take much to freak her out. But she got it together. I'm proud of her. She got it together enough to help me. But I did bite my tongue in that instance. That was the first and only time I really bit my tongue. It was pretty bad and swollen, but
I
that's
always
just the
bite my
instance
tongue.
right there, huh?
I always bite my tongue. My
Yeah.
tongue is always sore. I either have bruises. I normally have bruises on my left side
Mm-hmm.
because I just ground my teeth so hard. Oh goodness. Just thinking about it, it hurts. So what's another myth buster that we are busting out? Don't laugh.
We're gonna be busting these myths today. Okay, so the other one is okay, we covered the do not throw things in our face or slap us or anything because that's not gonna help. So what do we do during a seizure? Do we hold a person? Do we like give them a bear hug and hold them while they're having a seizure? No, don't do that.
No,
Don't do
no.
that. No, no. And the reason is
Yeah.
because I mentioned it earlier. Our hands can flare and do all that. What you want to do is make sure we're on our side and just remain calm. Kind of soothe us. Put us in a
Hold our
position
hand.
as a baby. And what would you tell a baby who was upset? It's okay. It's all right. It'll be all right, schnookums. That's what you just soothe because when we wake up, we might be upset. We may not know what we are.
Yeah, we are, yeah, but holding us isn't going to do anything. It's not going to prevent the seizure from happening. It's still
Yeah.
that person who's epileptic or who has seizures, they will still have a seizure. You holding them is not going to prevent that. But if you
He can get
are
you
in
punched in the face unintentionally.
well,
He
yeah,
because
you just don't want to hold
yeah,
the person. That's just not the thing to do.
yeah, don't hold their and definitely don't hold their legs because we could get the kicking sometimes. So
Right.
holding a person is a no go. Don't hold the person. Just Put them on their side, talk them through it. Do not crowd around anybody having seizures because, like I said, we're pretty embarrassed when we come out of it. So, especially if we had to vomit, we pooed or peed ourselves or something. Yeah, and having a seizure in front of people is just embarrassing, period.
It
So
is.
it's a vulnerability thing, and it's just embarrassing. It's just not
It
something
is.
you want other people to uh, see you in. And then for me, I don't like even my family seeing me have the seizure because
Yeah, I'm
it
still
does a
that way.
lot to you as somebody not being able to help somebody they love in that moment, because there's
Mhm.
nothing you can really do except for just talk us through it. It's okay. You're gonna be okay. Just make sure we okay. Time the seizures. Make sure they don't go too long. Stuff like that. You got a story, JenVon,
About what?
about that? What we were just talking about?
Oh, someone holding me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I have had seizures in every place. I've had someone throw water on me. I've had someone slap me. I've had someone try to hug me to prevent a seizure, and they ended up hurting me because they were trying to hold me. So but when I had that seizure, was I a freshman in high school? I mean, freshman in college. I was either a freshman in college or a senior. Oh, I know when it was. It was my junior prom, and I went a long time without having any episodes, any seizures at all. And this night was the first time my classmates actually saw me have a seizure. And I knew one girl I used to cheer with, she was trying to hold me, but I ended up hurting my arm because she was trying to hold me so my arms wouldn't shake so much. You
Right.
just want to hold people who have seizures, because if you do know someone is epileptic, you, like Kim said, just put them on their side, and that will help the person who has epilepsy, therefore, and put something under their head.
Right.
Those are the two main
Definitely.
things. Put something under their head and lay them on the side, because we are known to vomit. We're known to use the restroom on ourselves. So, I mean, and if there's a blanket, jacket, or something, just cover us up, if that does
Up
happen.
or put it up under our head so that
Yeah.
you know we got a little bit of a cushion. You don't want to put anything really big or bulky, but just put the jacket up under our head to prevent our neck, from doing
Mhm.
something crazy or something.
Right.
But now this next but some of my stories are minimum because I usually have mine by myself. People come in afterwards, but this one JenVon told me about, and it just made me be like, "Oh, we need to talk about this." So,
What did I say? You see my
incident
puzzled
with
look?
your
I'm
roommate,
confused.
huh?
I said, you see this puzzled look? I'm confused.
We talked about this, honey. Oh, this is another fact buster. We have memory problems.
Okay.
Oh, this is
It's
fact.
real.
Memory problems are common with people with epilepsy. We
Hmm.
can have what my friend over here likes to call da 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 moments. And
Listen,
oftentimes people
who
take it
don't
as we're being
understand.
slow or being funny
Right.
or something like that. It's something we cannot help. We can't
Yeah.
help.
So
And
what happens is
yeah,
the seizures, Kim and I both have had epilepsy for around, I'm on the same, blah, 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 for the same amount of time. So anytime that we have a seizure, it's almost like a brain cell just leaving us.
yeah,
And you have this storage of memory that you have. But for us, we've had a lot of seizures through our lifetime. So that has affected our memory, which sucks. But we both try to write. Well, I do a better job of writing stuff down than Kim does. But you just got to work with it. But what were
yeah.
you about to say?
No, I was just no, you were fine. I was just saying that, I remember being somewhere. I'm not gonna say where because I don't want to put nobody on the spot because somebody would instantly know what I'm talking about. But having people constantly say, Kim slow, or being looked at like I'm slow because I may not get something instantly or it may take me a while to get it. It's getting better, but right after a seizure, it's not good at all. Even with my vocabulary, I've noticed that I had noticed probably after my when I had one in my 20s, I noticed that it took me a little bit longer to recover the way I talk. So now every time I have a seizure, I stutter a little bit longer. And come, that in itself is a problem. You're at the time 20 something years old. You can't really remember stuff like you're supposed to. You have a lot of slow moments, what people would call slow moments. Then on top of that, you're stuttering, and then people don't understand what's going on with you, and you can't tell them what's going on with you because you don't understand yourself. It's taken Honestly, it's taken time for me and JenVon to really put things together to make it equal that this was our epilepsy causing this. And we're I'm about to hit 40. She's knocking on 40's door, and it's taken that long
Why you gotta
for.
put our age out there like
Well, I mean, we about to say major. If I said mine, they was gonna know how old you are. Girl, you look good.
that?
You looking sexy and savage at 40. So anyway, but just it's taking time, and and a lot of it was when we came together and started talking, and it was like, well, it just confirmed what we pretty much were guessing that
Hmm.
what it was. So I mean, I just ask people to bear with me because I can't help it. It's nothing I can do. I can't change it. So it is what it is. And at the age that I am now, I just don't care.
Well, you can. I mean, I think when we were
Yeah,
young may have affected like our personality or our self-esteem. That's a better word, to affected
right.
our self-esteem. But I think now we're both so confident until it really doesn't matter. You either like it, you don't, we
Right.
can click or not. But at this age that we are, it's like it is what it is. I think we're both grateful to have a good circle around us of friends
Yeah.
who know us just like your friends know me, my friends know me. If they're telling the story, oh, JenVon has that blank stare, she doesn't remember it. I just laugh because it's true. And then once they refresh my memory, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, I remember. But listen, it is what it is at this point.
Yeah, because I mean, I tease JenVon all the time. We tease each other, and that's the only real way to get through it. I think somebody told me
Mhm.
it's good that we're on here and we can laugh
And we
about
can
stuff.
laugh
You
about
have
it,
to.
right?
Yeah, you have to. Just like where I
Mhm.
was going earlier with this story about your roommate in college.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah,
remember.
we need to
Okay,
bust this
so
myth and bust it quick because it irked me. It still gets to me when you talk about it. Like,
so
you
my
talk about
freshman
this.
year in college, the roommate I had after my freshman is my best friend. We've been best friends. We have a group. But in this instance, my freshman year, before she was my roommate, I had a roommate, I won't say her name, but I was a little self-conscious and nervous to tell her that I had epilepsy. So when I don't remember telling her the word epilepsy. I remember telling her I had seizures. And she just kind of gave me a puzzled look. She, said to me, well, what exactly is that? I said, a seizure is just basically a chemical imbalance in the brain. If I don't take my medication, if I don't get enough sleep, if I, am just tired, sometimes a seizure just comes and I can have them in my sleep or while I'm talking to you, still giving me the puzzled look. So she was like, oh, okay. Maybe a week or two later, I was called into my dorm director's office because my roommate no longer wanted to be my roommate because she said there was something wrong with me that she could catch. So within the same week, we ended up having a meeting, all freshman class meeting, and it was basically to tell the girls in our dorm that when someone has seizures, she thought she can catch it like a cold. And I remember me being in my dorm director's office with her, and I'm looking like, you can't catch this. And my dorm director said, baby, you can't catch this. This is hers. There's nothing that you can do that's going to, like it's contagious. But after our little meeting, we had another meeting with all the, and I was really embarrassed. But she was no longer my roommate. I was in the room lovely by myself. The following that was fall. When we came back for spring, my roommate I had was my best friend. So well, she's my best friend now. And she just looked and she was like, all right, what do I have to do? Tell me, like, what do I look for? Those are the things you know you want. But let me tell you, epilepsy is not a cold. You cannot catch it. I cannot automatically give this to you. We have family members that would want to take this away from us. So if
Right.
it was a cold, I think we would probably no, I wouldn't give it to everybody. I wouldn't.
If we could take some Robitussin and get rid of it, some
Yes,
epilepsy tussin. Shoot.
something. We would this wouldn't have even been a platform. But you can't get
Right.
this. This is not a cold. I can't have a seizure and you touch me. Oh my
You
Jesus. I
can't get a
have it. No,
vaccination to get rid of it. Nope.
no, no.
It's the
Like
walk we
so that
it's the
was
walk
a
God gave us.
yeah, that was definitely a moment. It was a moment.
It is. And coming from somebody who loves this chica over here and who goes through it herself, it's hard to hear stories like that, to be honest with you, because it's it's crazy. It's crazy
Yeah.
that, you know, yeah, she might have been 18, but still, you're 18,
Who does that?
you should know
Common
better.
sense. Common sense is not
Yeah.
one doesn't have common sense. You can't read a book and automatically have common sense.
Yeah.
But at that time, even the nurse that was speaking, I felt like she was given inaccurate information about what to do if someone did have a seizure. I mean, I probably could have left the school, but I didn't. I continued to stay there. But I was glad. Well, I will put this tablet in. She no longer was my roommate because she got pregnant and she didn't come back.
Say what now? You kind of went out a little bit. I didn't hear you.
I
What
said
you about
she
to say?
didn't come back because she got pregnant. So that was the
Oh,
reason
the
why
girl
she didn't.
who, oh, Miss K,
Yeah.
who was talking about something contagious. Yeah,
Hmm.
she got that pregnancy bug.
Yeah.
No judgment.
But
Just saying.
it's I feel like just like we stated earlier, in our walk, we just have to be confident. At that time I wasn't so confident. I didn't tell people
Yeah.
about my seizures except for people that were close to me. And even then I just kept it to myself. But I didn't want to get looks and stares and people talking about me thinking something was wrong with me. But now I can shout it out to whoever wants to listen. And even if you don't want to listen, I may go ahead and tell you.
Yeah. I mean, it's not easy, walking, like we said, walking this walk, but just having the confidence and the people to support you is key.
Hmm.
I had somebody, one of the questions that was posed for us to ask was, um, is anxiety and depression common with epilepsy, like with cancer and stuff? You see a lot of cancer patients who get depressed, and family and friends don't stick around. It was a two-part question: is do you get anxiety and depression, and is it as common as cancer for people to walk away from you? So the answer to that question is yes, and yes, it does happen. I mean, oh yeah, and there was another one. How do you deal with it? So for me, the anxiety and depression, I didn't know at first I was having that until doing research and stuff like that. And then I was like, I would feel depressed at times, but I didn't know what it was or where it was coming from or why. I always just thought it was because I was stressed or something. And then when I started being not stressed, but still being in that place, it's not cool. And I try not to leave myself in that place for long. So I just have to I try to be mindful of my moods. So if I feel myself going there, I don't lay in it. So used to be I didn't talk about anything. I didn't really talk about any of the stuff with my friends or anything. So I just deal with it. But now I talk more. I'll do art therapy on we do art therapies on Thursday night with Dr. Vanessa, and I'll unload there, or I'll just call JenVon or my besties or something, and be like, listen, it ain't a good day. I need to do something to take my mind off of it. Cause staying in that is bad. I may give myself 24 hours. 24 hours. That's it. That's the line. That's how you have to, because I've seen people where they were like, you know what, I'm over this. All this is going to end tonight. I'm just going to end it. And you being having that anxiety and depression, like I would get anxiety attacks. Didn't understand why when I was trying to learn how to drive. And then after I got my license, it was parking or being around a whole bunch of people, and I didn't understand why. But it was just a flare up that would come. I was already depressed, and then you talking about putting me in an uncomfortable situation as a new driver and stuff like that. So I just had to learn how to battle through it, so to speak. But as far as the people walking out of my life thing, it happens, but that can happen with anything. Shoot, I seen people change their hairstyle and then somebody stopped talking to them because they was like, "Ooh," or get a new car, or you trying to copy my car, or you think you good now because you got that new car or something. People are people. You can't control them. I just say that's a new member of my fan club who's out of my life. Peace. So that's just how I cope with it and look at it. You have to look at it in a different angle.
Yeah,
Your turn.
I agree. I think I always tell him that I journal a lot. I journal my feelings regarding my epilepsy. If I do have a seizure, I may not be able to, excuse me, I may not be able to write that day, but I definitely journal how I feel after a seizure. I meditate, I pray. It's hard sometimes though when you do get into that space to get yourself out of it. But I try to do my best not to stay in that negative space and allow my situation or my circumstance to, define who I am. But I will say, dealing with epilepsy, as much as I love to go out, try new things, go to festivals, just go on vacation, my automatic fear and anxiety is when I get around people that I don't know is I'm going to have a seizure. And being in a weird space, weird place, awkward people, I don't want to say awkward, just new faces, strangers,
Right.
that always gives me anxiety that I may have a seizure in this place. And yeah. So, but I think everyone has different ways that they deal with anxiety and depression. Some people journal, some people pray, some people like to paint, some people like to do art therapy, some people like to go on a walk to clear their head. I
Some
also
people
like to eat too. So,
some people like to meditate.
yeah, some people like to meditate to, get their center. Yeah.
You said what else you said you also like to do?
I like to journal, pray, meditate. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that sometimes being in a funky mood, depressed, my mouth is open because I'm eating food. But I like, what I find myself doing? I like to read books, but I also like to puzzle. I love doing puzzles, and puzzles clears my mind. So, like, if I'm having a funky day, I'll go and, put a puzzle together. I have plenty of books, just reading a book and feeling like I can be one of the characters to take my mind off of what's going on with
Yeah,
me.
your escape. And it's funny you
Yeah.
like puzzles. I like puzzles, but I've been really into doing Lego cars here lately. I've been putting together like little Lego cars or little Lego things. Legos have been helping me a lot. I used to like them as a kid, but it's like I'm an even bigger fan now. So puzzles, Legos, it's mind things. It's stuff, and it also slows our brain down some, so that we
Hmm.
can focus and concentrate. Because all a seizure is our mind spinning out of
Hmm.
control. So another one I wanted to talk about was our mood swings. Mood swings are very common with epilepsy, and they, depending on the person, is how bad or mild they can be, or average. So I mean, it just depends. A lot of it is on something on It could be an oncoming, seizure. That was also part of some of the stuff we had to deal with. We stumble on our words a lot, so bear with us, y'all. But it could be also a sign of an oncoming seizure. I one time I had a seizure, and that entire day was just terrible. I was just a terror to deal with. My mom wasn't feeling good. My sister was outside rollerblading or something she was doing, but I was just like, I got mad at my bike. I got mad at the Nintendo. I got mad. I was just mad. You asked me why I was mad. I don't know. But I was also
That
13,
too, though.
so it could have been chalked up to the teenage things. But what ended up happening later was I had a seizure. I had a bad seizure. So that's what.
I'm like that too, though. If I have, I'm already moody because we both take, well, Kim doesn't take any medication. I
Right.
take a lot of meds.
Medicine is just not traditional.
Well, yeah, but we haven't gotten to that topic yet.
I'm just saying. Oh, to be continued.
No,
But don't make it
no,
seem
no,
like
no.
I
I'm
only
just,
taking up with my seizures. I'm just saying.
what?
You said
What
Kim
did
don't
you
take
just say?
nothing. I said, I don't know what I said. What did I say? Oh, we have those moments. We can't remember what we said either. What did I say?
I can't even remember. I don't know. I
I
can't
just said
remember.
you made it seem like I wasn't taking nothing at all. I was saying I'm taking something.
Yeah, you're taking something. That's something that you're taking. We haven't brought that to the table yet.
We're
That's
gonna
all I
bring
was
it
saying.
soon, y'all.
Yeah, that's all I was saying. I wasn't saying I'm talking about pills like I take. You
Oh
do take
yeah. I
something.
had to stop that.
Right.
Go ahead.
So that's what I was referring to. But we're both on something. It's just two different forms to help moderate our seizures. So both of those things that she takes and I take definitely can affect our mood swings throughout the day. It's almost like, and plus we're premenopause, menopausing, which doesn't help at all.
I'm not
But
pretty full blown.
I said
The
premenopause,
hormones are all out of
menopause.
whack. Huh?
I said premenopause, menopause, whatever you want to call it. But so, I mean, yeah, mood swings do come, but I really do get angry before. My mom says it all the time. She'll say that if I'm really short, I have an attitude, I'm
Yeah.
fussy, I'm irritable. She always either she comes over to my house or normally I come over to her house because it may not happen that day but within that week I'm definitely seizing. But it's all good though. I mean, we're women. We have the prerogative to have a little toot if we want to.
Honey, I'm naturally emotional and I think I pass it on to my niece. So um I have moments where, and I've noticed here lately, I have moments where I'm just I love everybody. I'll text JenVon, I love you. You're awesome. I really appreciate you being in my life. And then then I have moments like I was when we talked on the phone the other morning. I was fussing about everything. The person in front of me was driving slow.
Yes, you
JenVon
were
said, "I'm
definitely
on one
fussy.
today."
I was like, do you need a minute? Do you need a shot or something?
I said, Lord, I was scared my friend off. She ain't never seen me like this before. But yeah, I have moments where I'm just goofy. Just everything's funny. So I mean, it just can't be helped. We seem crazy at times, but my sister used to like to call me bipolar. I'm not bipolar. I'm just an epileptic that has mood swings.
What are other myth busters that you want to speak on?
Let's see.
I feel like we
There
talked
was one.
about a few of them.
Yeah, we have talked about it quite a few of them. There was one that popped in my head. I was getting ready to say, but I can't remember what it is. Oh, okay. So we were talking about medication. Um, so I know with me, my body tends to reject medications, and that's just not epilepsy medications, but a lot of medications. So when you're riding around, Now some people say you shouldn't drive when you have epilepsy. That's a debatable topic, and that we'll cover another day. But if you are a person that drives, um, when you're in an aura state, you can seem like kind of, and tell me if I'm wrong. You seem like you're zoned out a little bit. So if you get pulled over by the cops, this is why police officers need to be well trained and well versed with people with epilepsy, because it could seem like you could be combative or just not out there, or you just look drunk. Some of the medications that I was on at one time had me looking like the Walking Dead. I was like straight zombie like, black rings around my eyes and dark rings around my eyes, and just not present. So I
Well,
mean, go ahead.
I I don't drive, but I do know that some of the medications can definitely take a toll on your body.
Yeah.
Um, Side effects like headaches, weight loss, weight gain, nauseated, body aches, body chills, stomach cramps.
Mood swings.
Yeah, mood swings, some medications. I have tremors really bad with my hands, they shake. So that's a side effect. Some side effects cause hair loss, hair thinning, hair breakage. Um, I think mm, I've been on a medication right now for about 15 years. And it's been in my system so long that it's caused me to have hives. I have breakouts all over my skin. Anytime I take it, within 30 minutes, I have red blotches all over my body and facial swelling. So right now, my doctors are trying to figure out another alternative, another medication for me to take, because I've been on this medication one for so
You've been on
long.
the
If
medication
I'm
too
off
long.
it, right, and that's the issue. But if I'm off this certain type of medication, my seizures come not automatically that day, but within a couple of days, my seizures, and it's just not one. We've talked about seizure clusters. So, but the hives and the blotches all over my skin and the facial swelling. Look, I said this a few episodes ago on Purple Table Talk. My face looks crazy.
Y'all, she
No
won't even
game.
get on Zoom with me when it looks like
No,
you
my
remind
face,
me.
like my lips swell, my eyes swell, and it's weird because even like in the middle of my forehead, I feel like I look like a unicorn. Mm-mm. So right now, I'm just like, this something has got to give. But I will say, I didn't notice. I thought it was like something I was eating, laundry detergent,
Yeah.
um, lotion, or a perfume, just something like that. But I noticed every time I took my medication, my breakout would come. It doesn't happen every day, but it happens enough that something needs to be done. And it's been going on now for 2 years.
That happened when I was on Kepra.
But let me tell you about Kepra. I'm not even going to lie. I would like to take Kepra now to drop about 25, 30 pounds, because Kepra made me lose weight. And they took me off. I took it for like a year or two, and
I
Kepra
thought
made me lose weight.
Tegretol did that. I think it was Tegretol. I think that's what I was taking, that drop in weight. And then all of a sudden it came back on. And here we
So,
are.
and I've been on a lot. Like I've been on Keppra, Defects, Tegra. I've been on a lot. I can't to
Tegretol.
name all the medications I've been on. I know it's more than 10.
Yeah. Just says I've been on some. I don't forgot the names of them. I've tried to block them out. You know.
And I block them out.
I try to block them out. So, but okay, so let's bust this weight gain myth. Okay, so common facts and common facts with going to the doctor and you're overweight. Okay, the assumption is that it's due to overeating. I could get Dr. Vanessa on the line right now, and she will tell you we just ate together Sunday, that I don't eat a lot. I do not eat a lot. My appetite is not that big. So the weight gain primarily was because of the medications I was on. Then And you have to look at one point in time, I was taking birth control. For women, you know that birth control can add weight gain. So this is what I feel. I really feel what happened with me and my medicine. So I got put on the medicine that was supposed to take down the weight gain. It did, but I'm still taking the birth control. So my body tends to reject medications. I'm still on the birth control and I'm still taking this medicine that's supposed to decrease your weight gain. So
Wait,
the
so
medicine,
what medication were
it's
you
the one I
on?
was on for years.
Was this for your seizures?
Mm-hmm. Really, I was
So
being treated for migraines. I wasn't never being treated for my seizures. I being treated for migraine.
I used to take Imitrex for my migraines.
I couldn't. Amitrex had me by the. I was going through some things at work one night. I had been at work 5 minutes. I had to call my sister to come get me because it felt like my whole face was on. My brain was on fire and my face.
But so I the only time I was on birth control was to get my
Regulate your cycle.
cycle. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
regulate.
why I was initially on it at first too.
So, but as I got older, maybe when I got to college, and my mom wanted me, I shouldn't say my mom, talking to my mother about birth control. My neurologist and my OB at the time both stated that the seizure meds it would have to be increased in order for the seizure meds to work, because with
Right.
the birth control it's almost like candy. You can take
Right.
your seizure meds, but if the medication is not increased to a certain level, you're still going to have seizures because the birth control kind of outweighs the seizure
Counter
meds.
it. Yeah, and
So
that
I
they
was
don't tell
never
you
put
that.
on birth control just for that reason, because my seizures were just so unpredictable. Me and my mom just kind of made the conscious decision. Well, if it's like that, and my dosage of my seizure meds have always been kind of high, so I was never on it. It made me think about that because you said the seizure meds made you feel some type of way while you were taking the birth control. That maybe I don't know. It's just when
No, it
you're on.
does. Actually, okay, so not only does the birth control weaken the seizure med, but the seizure med weakens the birth control. So then you got to take a folic acid on top of that because if you're thinking about getting pregnant, you want to eliminate birth defects because the seizure medicine can cause birth defects in the baby.
Well, if you have a good neurologist, they should be able to take you off medication that may cause a birth defect.
Let me
But
tell you.
majority of the medications that are out there for people who have seizures, especially us women, normally can cause a birth defect. But I know people who have epilepsy and have healthy kids. So
Yeah.
it's almost like a 50-50 split.
Yeah. I know people that have had healthy kids. I know people who had trouble conceiving and stuff. So
Hmm.
my turn off with having kids and having epilepsy came when I was sitting and talking to the neurologist and he asked me, "Are you thinking about getting pregnant or anything?" And I'm like, "I don't have a man, so no." Come on now, y'all know me by now. So, he was like, "Okay, so just whenever you decide if you meet somebody and you guys decide you want to, just let me know. We'll sit down and talk." I'm sitting like, "What?" I said, so you mean to tell me and explain this to me like I'm a 3-year-old? I'm supposed to. It's usually the man and the woman they decide to come and have children and everything, to get done, to get married and stuff. But now you're saying I have to introduce a third party into the decision to have a kid.
What do they
I
mean
felt
by
so
third party?
violated in that moment. I'm like, the doctor.
Yeah.
So
So,
he
but
said,
what
he's
was the
like,
third?
yeah, come. He's the third party. You got the husband and the wife, me and my boo, and then now we got to talk to the doctor if we think about having kids because he may have to pull me off of this med or something like that. That's kind of to me for me. It would have been a little bit embarrassing. Like, come on, this is a personal decision, and now I've got to include you in the decision.
But listen, Kim, I don't think that was embarrassing because I've
It
had
was
that
for me.
conversation. Yeah, I get that embarrassing for you, But I'll say this: if whomever you're with think that it's embarrassing, it shouldn't be, because that's
No, I
a
wasn't
fact.
even looking at it from that point. I was just looking at it from like I
No,
want that decision to be between me and my significant other.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is I've had that conversation with my neurologist and my OB. And speaking, if I remember correctly, when he did ask if I was I'm in childbearing years. Are you thinking about kids? And my response is always, I'm thinking about how old do I want to be when I start having kids? And out of his mouth, he did say, well, you're just going to have to talk to me about it. If you're talking to your OB, the person that you see for your lady parts, because it's just going to have to be a collective thing with
For
him,
your lady
whoever I
parts.
was with, and him. What I think I understood what he was saying, because I would have to be off certain medications, and I would want my future husband to know that if I wanted to have kids, hey boo, this is what it's going to be. I want you to come with me to my doctor's appointment so we can hear the best medication to take so we can conceive.
Well, see, I understand all that. That wasn't my issue. I understood why he was saying it. It's just that I just felt like, okay, so here's something else now you're taking away from me. Okay, so I'm already having seizures and acting different and stuff, and now you're taking away my privacy of conceiving a kid with my significant other because now I've got to come and consult with you first. You see what
I
I'm
mean, I
saying?
understand what you're coming from, but I think we have two different perspectives on it. Like, it didn't bother me to come and talk to my neurologist if I were married and wanting to conceive. I didn't feel like
Right.
it was being taken away from me. I just feel like he was trying to help me conceive the most productive way, helpful way that he could. I mean, unfortunately, I that's not in my rearview mirror right now. But if it was, I would feel confident going to my doctor with my husband, significant other, to figure out the best options for me. And I
Yeah.
was I was okay with that.
Well, I feel you. I just looked at it. It was yeah. I was just not feeling that. Like I just felt like some things were sacred, and that was sacred.
But it would be
But I don't
sacred if
want kids
we're-
anyway, so it's kind of a mute point.
it's what?
I said I ain't want kids anyway, so it's a mute point. So
Oh, well,
I like
you
my
know,
send away kids.
you silly.
Yeah. So oh, I just had another idea, another topic, but I forgot. You got anything else?
No, I don't. I don't have anything else. We touched on a lot.
We did. We did. We hope we were able to answer some questions. We realized we have more myths to bust, but we didn't want to overwhelm this topic because it's a lot, y'all. It's a whole lot,
Mhm.
and this is for us Wednesday night. You guys are going to see this on Saturday, but we had to do an early recording. Yeah, I perpetrated a fraud at the start of the show. I
I don't
don't know
even
if
know
it's
where
gonna
you
be
said
nice
that.
Saturday or not. It could be raining. So if it's raining, oops, my bad. But
Please.
we've got a busy weekend coming up, so we wanted to make sure that we still touch base with you guys. We've been off the past 2 weeks. We had Easter weekend, of course, and then we had some stuff going on last weekend. But we wanted to make sure we came back and let you guys see our great faces,
Okay.
and talk about great topics. So we got some good topics coming up lined up. So we want you guys to stay tuned. Make sure you click like and share this live. Come through and subscribe to our YouTube channel. JenVon, I know I'm taking some of your stuff, but it's okay.
Oh, I'm done.
We'll
I
get
don't
it
even
back
have to say
together. Huh?
anything. I don't even have to say anything. You're saying it all.
Yes, yes. You're still gonna close out though. You're not
Well,
getting
we
out
want
of
to thank you
that.
guys for tuning in with us with our epilepsy versus our Mythbusters episode. This is our sixth episode.
This is number 6, guys, and
So,
we're
Kim and
coming
I are
up
really
for us.
excited. Yeah, we're really excited. We have a lot of topics coming up. We have a lot of guests coming on the show in the future. We have events coming up. So we're really excited. If you have any type of questions, please feel free to send us an email on Kim's Hardy Hands website. You can reach out to me through my personal email address, which is probably on the screen right now. Also, we just want you guys to go on our YouTube page. We have to keep saying this and subscribe to our Purple Talk show on YouTube.
Purple Table Talk.
Purple Table Talk. Purple
See,
Table Talk
this is
on our
stuff we
YouTube
were talking
channel.
about. We get discombobulated
Yes.
for a minute, but we'll bring it back together.
So Kim and I have collaborated, and we just have a lot of awesome things coming. So we just want to thank you guys for listening. And again, reach out to us in the comment sections. Please like, click, subscribe to our Purple Table Talk YouTube, and follow us on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. Like our pages, comment. We both are very active on our social media pages, but we just want to thank everyone for listening, and stay tuned, and our support group for next Saturday. And I did not forget.
Next Saturday, we have a support group. Registration is on both pages, where you can click the link, register, get signed up, come on. The best use against it. So each other. In order to come to the epilepsy, so you want to come. If you're a person that's living with epilepsy, come on in. We're getting started. We're trying to get this off to a good start. So just come on through. We'll take care of you. We'll take care of each other.
All right. Nope, nothing else.
So make sure you click, like, and share. Subscribe to YouTube. If you have any questions, listen. If you leave comments, so we can see how you like the show. What throughout the show, any questions you may have.
What you liked, what you disliked.
We will not be on Saturday, but we will be on Saturday. Today, rather. I'm about to confuse myself, so we're about to end now. But we thank you for joining us, and we appreciate your continued support and the views that you give us. So thank you. You all have a blessed weekend and a blessed week. We will see you next week on Purple Table Talk, Saturdays at 4. Thank you.